Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Mark, and the coach I'm going to talk to you about today is a Baystar Sport 3112 model. Stock number on this is 5N190536. This coach is one that I would consider a great coach for dry camping. And we're going to talk about that when we go around. By dry camping, what I mean is you're off the grid. You're not going to be plugged in at an RV park. Maybe you want to get into a tighter spot. Myself, I have a boat, a 18-foot fiberglass fish and ski, they call it. It weighs about 2,000 pounds. This would be a great coach for me to get back, off the beaten path a little bit. And to start out with, I'm going to show you the engine compartment right here. This is a gas coach. It's on the V10 Ford. So this is a 10-cylinder, 6.8 liter, 460 foot-pounds of torque on this. It's about 320 horsepower. And like all of the gas coaches, your motor and your radiator is right up front. You can see how easy it is to access your fluids, your coolants, to check your oil. You've got a couple of house batteries right here. We've got some chassis batteries, starting battery back in the coach somewhere. But the nice thing about a gas engine, with the radiator up front, you do get good cooling. So if you're pulling a boat or an ATV trailer, maybe some snowmobiles in Colorado, you don't want to overheat. And one of the nice things about a 31-foot Baystar Sport compared to some of the other models is its weight. This is actually built on the 20,500 pound chassis. So your gas engines on a short one, it's going to be on maybe an 18,000 pound chassis. A heavier Baystar will be a 24,000 pound chassis. So when you've got a 20,000 pound 500 chassis, but the same V10 engine, you have a lighter coach. It's going to pull better for you in the mountains than, say, a 34 or 35 footer with maybe 3 slides. The GVW on this one, well, the GVW is a 20,500. The empty weight on this is about 17.3, I believe. So you've got good cargo carrying capacity, 5,000 pounds of towing, and it's shorter. So when it comes to maneuverability, it's easier to get this coach in and out. Let me go ahead and close this up. Okay, as we walk around the outside, point out that you do have the 3-way monitor system. There's a camera here, plus backup monitors. Like all of the Newmars, a beautiful masterpiece paint finish with cut and buff and clear coat finish. Like I pointed out before, they are second to none. You don't feel a lot of the lines when you rub your hand across it. It's a very smooth finish. Let's go down this side and look at some of the storage compartments. Now, typically on a gas coach, you don't have the pass-through compartments like you will on a diesel. But you can see up here above your chassis rails, you've got some pretty good storage. Over here we've got our inverter, 2,000 watt Xantrex inverter. Back in this compartment, you can see we've actually got our water tank. It's up in the enclosed area of the coach, so there is some radiant heating around here. Very easy to drain it when it comes time. And this floor here, you've got the bottom sheet metal, you've got the finished layer here. It does give a nice R value, and it helps quiet the road noise when you're traveling. Gas coaches used to have the reputation of being very loud because of the engine up there in between the driver and passenger seat. The way Newmar builds its floor, its firewall up front and insulates it, you can have a regular conversation. You're not being drowned out by the engine noise or the wind noise around the windows and slide outs. Moving back here, another compartment with some area up on top. These are your slide out controls. You do have access here for your TV, so if you want to bring a TV out here, plug into the cable, run it off your antenna if you have local coverage, maybe you have a portable satellite, and you have a 110 plug here. All of these compartments do have a light also, which is nice. And being a lower end gas coach, it's not the auto lights where they all come on at once. They're manual, but that's fine. Just don't forget to shut them off. Water heater here, and again, it is a propane water heater. That is kind of what you want when you're dry camping. You don't want to have to rely on being plugged in, running your generator, turning on your inverter to run an electric element. It saves your batteries. As far as propane, you do have a 25-gallon propane tank, which is pretty good size. The generator that you can see back in this compartment is a gas generator, and it runs off your fuel tank. So while you're out dry camping, if you want to charge your batteries up during the day, as long as you've got fuel in your tank, over a quarter of a tank, you can run this for a long time. And another thing I'll point out, it's the 5,500 watt generator. Typical on a lot of gas coaches are a 4,000 watt. When you get to 5.5, you can run both air conditioners. You can run more appliances. It's a bigger generator, and it also has a 50 amp power cord instead of a 30 amp power cord. So on what we would consider a low-end model for the Newmar, a Baystar Sport, these are some pretty high-end features for a gas coach. And then finally, this one, you can see the pass-through quite well on the back. So if you have longer items, maybe fishing poles you want to keep together, maybe a ladder or something, an easy up or an awning, you can stick them in here and you have plenty of room. So I'm going to shut these because I tend to forget about it when I try to open the door inside behind the toilet. But while I'm here, I'll point out the flush slides on all the Newmars. They tuck inside the sidewall. It's not overlapped like a fascia would do. That helps eliminate an area where wind and rain can get blown in there as you're traveling. As we move around the back, I'll point out it is a 5,000 pound class 3 tow hitch. You have your 7-way plug here. That's rated at 500 pounds pin weight. And nice looking back too. I like the way they do their caps. They are wraparound fiberglass caps, so you don't have that square corner meeting again where wind and water can get in. As we move around this side, I'll take a minute just to talk about the Newmar slide mechanism. Now, we can't see the cogwheel inside, but underneath you can see where the holes are, where that 12-inch cog interacts with it. Newmar builds their own slides, and they're one of the more dependable on the market. They're not the fastest. Every time that wheel turns one rotation, it moves the slide out 1 foot. But you can see there's a couple of push rods here, 3 I think on the bigger one. With those cogwheels, with that heavy duty motor, very rare to have issues with the slide out with a Newmar. As we move back, you can see your fuel fill. You got a couple of storage compartments here, but you also have your water compartment. So if you are hooked up to city water, you've got a place to hook up. A black tank flush there on the right, which washes out your solid waste when you're dumping. You can see your low point drains there in the middle, and of course your main drain for your black tank. You can drop that down. So the times you are maybe at an RV park, you can hook up, like a full-timer would. These are the 19.5-inch rims, and this is on a 200-inch wheelbase. A 36-foot gas coach is probably 246 in wheelbase, where maybe 180 to 190 is a short one. So at 200 inches, from your front to your back tire, your turning radius is tighter. You don't have as much overhang. When you're trying to back in that tough, tight spot, it's easier to get this in. And many times, like when you're pulling a boat, you need to maneuver that boat down the ramp. It's a lot easier with a 31 foot coach than it will be with a 36-foot coach. As we move forward, a couple more storage compartments there. And again, I like the way Newmar finishes everything. Their compartment doors are a nice heavy-duty thick aluminum, so it gives you good insulation. Here, actually, these are your house batteries on this side. Over under the hood were the chassis batteries. And that is a pull-out tray, make them easy to access. And then again, you can see the large propane tank there. When you're dry camping, you're going to use your propane probably for your refrigerator, your furnace, and for cooking. If it's cold, the furnace is going to take the most power and the most propane. But, you know, in weather like this, you're probably out there for a week or more without running out of propane unless you're showering several times a day and having to reheat that water. All right, let's move around to the inside here. Oh, while we're over here, get a shot of the awning for us. I don't have it all of the way out right now. It'll roll out probably another foot, but it's a great awning that I think that's about an 18-footer, covers most of the coach. And while you're looking at it, you can also notice the frameless windows. These are a great feature. It gives it a real clean look. You don't have the wind again howling in there. Let's go ahead and step inside. Okay, well, this is the 3112 like I mentioned, and getting back to the theme why I think it's a really good coach for families, for dry camping, for, you know, getting out to the lake where you might not be plugged in. First of all, you do potentially have sleeping for 8. You have a pull-out couch here. This is just a jackknife couch. You know, if you have smaller kids, you can double them up. Otherwise, that's probably a single. You have a dinette table here, and this easily converts. You just flip your lever, pushes down. You want to, of course, get your cushions out of the way. Then fills in, makes a nice sleeper. Lots of storage throughout. And I like the fact that they're all hidden hinges. The Baystar Sport has a great solid surface countertop with a dual stainless steel sink and a residential style sprayer. And then you can see there's a good deal of storage underneath. They even give you an extra shelf down there. Another feature that's rare to find in this level is your soft close drawers. And that's not a typical feature for a entry-level gas type coach. Again, getting back to the dry camping theme, you have a propane range here, and you have an actual oven. These are a hard find in most coaches, so those of you that like to bake, that want to do a bigger meal, you've got the oven there, 3-burner propane stove, and a nice microwave. Now, you can notice this one is not a convection microwave. It's because you have an oven. Another great feature is the 10 cubic foot refrigerator freezer. This is one of the largest in the class. Typically those refrigerators set up about 1 foot, and you might have a panel underneath, but you get more freezer space, more refrigerator space. This can run on 110 or on your propane, and actually they're very efficient. They don't draw a lot of power when you're running it on your propane. Of course, you need your 12-volt batteries then. And I also like the way they finish this one to match the cabinetry. This is a feature you might find in a higher end coach, not typical of an entry-level gas. Moving back here, we have a nice large pantry area. And again, we're standing just about over the generator that's running. You barely hear it. We'll move back here, and this has got some wardrobe storage for you. And some nice storage drawers here. Now, there's a little give and take with everything. Being a shorter coach, a 31 foot, you don't have as much room in your bedroom. Even though there is a king bed here and you can walk around the side, as this deep slide comes in, you actually fold the bed up and over and it slides in this way. So, you know, it may not be the ideal bed for taking a nap on when you're traveling, but, you know, that's a minor thing when you consider it. And I'm just going to open this and let you step in on your own, Cherish. This is the bathroom.
Looking at the vanity.
And yeah, there is actually quite a lot of room in these double medicine cabinets. Again, you notice the nice solid surface countertop with the stainless steel undermount sink. They started putting emergency doors in their diesels a couple years ago, but how many gas coaches are going to have this? There's a ladder down here when you pull it out. Just a great safety feature there. And then you can see ample room in the shower. Even if you're, you know, 6'2", 6'3", there's enough room to get in there. You have head space. And then here in the bedroom, the TV tilts out. You do have a back window. I've closed all of the shades to help keep it a little bit cool. On both sides of the bed, you have a little storage area. And then underneath there, you will have a 12-foot plug. And the nice thing about that, a lot of people that have sleep machines or something they use at night, you can plug it in on either side. You have a little pedestal to put it there.
You want to show the pocket door?
Sure. Nice privacy in the bedroom. And again, I like the way Newmar does their air conditioning. It runs right down the middle of the coach. If you've got this slide in and it's miserably hot while you're driving, you can run your generator, run these ACs, and it blows down into the middle of the coach, not out over the slide out. Again, some nice storage areas here. This is your video distribution box, your DVD player, and even the way they offset these cabinets, there's a little relief to it. It's not just a straight shot. And then this does have the televator. Another cool feature, we're kind of set up for it here. When you have the dinette on this side, you're looking out under your awning. And get a shot of the Rocky Mountains there. It is September 1st. Today's the day our chain law goes into effect, and we've already had snow up in the mountains.
And you can see them now, there's not so much snow.
Yep, you gotta love Colorado. So once again, this is the 3112 Baystar Sport. My name is Mark Love. Anybody that wants to contact me, here's my information. Please feel free to call on this coach or anything on the lot. We're getting a little thin. COVID has done funny things to the RV business, but we still have plenty of inventory. We've got a lot of things on order. I know people aren't staying in hotels as much or traveling on airplanes. So if you feel like getting out and getting back to nature, come on in, look at one of our gas coaches, maybe one of our Class Bs. Just let us know if there's anything we can do to help. So once again, thank you for joining us. We're here to help in any way possible, and like always, happy trails, my friends.